Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
We are religiously diverse. We got Guys and Earths, we got Nation of Islam, we got Nawapians, we got the Black Socialists, we got the Hebrews. You see, we got Christians, we got Sunni Muslims. Here's my thing. Diversity is not a problem. It should be embraced as a strength. We don't have to agree on everything. We just have to agree on certain things. Because no matter what you believe, we all know the police are a problem. We all know the schools are a problem. We all know that having hospitals are a problem. Let's unite around the purpose of building Black Wall Street in Flint, Michigan. And let's not get too caught up on the philosophical or the symbolic things that we have. You understand? Because there's certain people who ain't gonna grab RBG. There's certain people who ain't gonna grab the nation's flag. There's certain people who ain't gonna grab the Hebrew flag. There's certain people who ain't gonna grab the Gaza Earth or the Nawapian flag. And that's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. We just have to agree on certain things. At the end of the day, somebody who is sincerely committed to African people, it don't matter what flag you fly, because we're gonna unite anyway. It don't matter what flag he pledges allegiance to. If he's serious about solving our problems, me and him could work, even if the religion is different, even if the political ideology is different. So for me, I would rather organize with a Bible-carrying, politically unconscious Christian who cares before I organize with a bunch of fake woke Negroes on YouTube who don't want to do nothing but fight and argue. So let us find the right people. Find the right people. When I go looking for people to work with, I don't just look for Pan-Africans. I look for anybody of any persuasion, of any creed, of any religion who wants to see Black people do better. That's my criteria. And
with that being said, we
Yes,
got
sir.
Sister Audrey Muhammad on here, Flint City activist, Flint City community leader. What more can I say? How you doing, sister?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. How are you? School. I'm on the
Good.
library board.
Go ahead, tell me where you go to every tell me all your credentials, sister. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on the library board around here. We're doing a lot of work around here. I'm a occupational therapist, been a therapist for 22 years and practicing every setting across the board, from nursing homes to the schools, to the home care, to the hospitals, outpatient, you name it, I've done it. What else have I done around here? Was out there in the beginning with the water, with the water crisis, helping to pass out water, finding the needs of the people of the community. That's what we do. Like I say, Nation of Islam, been there. I was born in the nation, came and joined myself in 1983. I've been in the nation, a registered member of the Nation of Islam for 40 years. Yep, for 40 years. I know my secret is I joined the nation when I was in kindergarten. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, hey, guess what?
That's my disclaimer.
Well, guess what?
Yes, sir.
What, sister? You just answered my first question. That was my first question. How long have you been a Muslim? Were you born a Muslim? How long you been in the Nation of Islam? So you just answered that about me answering.
Yes, sir. My parents joined the nation and met. They both joined the nation in the late 1950s, mid to late 1950s, and so like we all was raised up in Islam. Me and my sisters and my siblings, and then with the fall in 75 or prior to 75, we stopped going for a while. Found our way back, and being a young adult, kind of had my turbulence a little bit. Now I won't tell anybody I didn't have turbulence like anybody else, but I've been here working hard and diligently for over 20 years now. So, and it's been that I was in here, but you know how, like I say, I'm being honest, I had some turbulence, but for 20 years, it's been consistent hard work and everything, and staying dedicated to the cause. So, yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's a way of life for you then, sister. You know what
Yes,
I mean? That's a way of life. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so a lot of people's stories not like that, but that's genuine right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we just gonna get into the interview. Do hey sister, I don't like I told you before. I had a few Nation of Islam brothers that I used to rock with when I was inside. But
Hmm.
do you do you study out of out of the Holy Quran? How does it go?
Yep, we read and study out of the Holy Quran, but we also read and study the Bible because a lot of
Okay,
the scriptures kind of they correlate with one another. But one thing that we like to talk about is how can I talk to a person who doesn't practice Islam and be able to communicate with them, especially on a higher plane. Trying to bring them and swoop them to God and making sure we do it if I don't even know and can't read and comprehend the Bible too. We also read, comprehend some on the Torah. I don't read the Torah as much, but more of our people are really Christians. So we read and study the Holy Bible, the Bible, and the Holy Quran. Yes, sir. It's
okay,
and a lot of people
okay.
question that because they say, "Well, you're a Muslim," but a lot of people don't know that there's groups of Christians that study the Holy Quran. One being the Masonries, the Masons and the Eastern Stars. They also
Right,
read the
right.
Quran.
Hey,
Hmm.
hey, sister,
Yes, sir.
do the Muslims believe in Jesus Christ?
Yes, we do. We
Okay,
believe in Jesus Christ. That's the only prophet that most Muslims believe, or the Muslims believe actually is coming back. Because if you read it in the Bible, you read it in the Quran, you see the correlation. Jesus say about he's coming back. But the thing is that some of us believe it was actually Jesus of 2,000 years ago. But Jesus say it's somebody that's coming that's going to be greater. The light going to be bright. When he comes. Jesus is definitely one that we do believe in. We definitely believe in Jesus. Yes.
okay,
Hmm.
okay. Cause I was told, like I said, I had like a little light experience with. I was told there was like the rift between Muslim and Christianity is that I don't know if I got it right or I might have it the opposite that Muslims believe that God was I mean that Jesus was a man or the Christians believe that he was a prophet or I don't know, sister. So that's why I'm
Right.
asking questions. That's why I'm asking questions. I don't, what I'm saying. Well, you won't,
Yes.
hey, you don't close mouth, don't get fed. You get what I'm saying? So,
Right,
so
exactly. Jesus
yeah,
was a Jesus definitely was a prophet, but he definitely was a type of a prophet that was a seal of the prophets to the Jews. So,
okay,
and most Jews don't believe in Jesus. They don't. They
right,
just
right,
don't. But yes, he definitely was, and it was something that you said it out that was very key in there. A lot of people, I don't know if we believe in Jesus a different way, but when I start to sitting down and actually talking to Christians and dialoguing with them, they don't believe that Jesus is really the supreme being. He's next to the supreme being, God. Jesus
okay,
is the door to get to God. And we get clear on that. It says it and states it in the Bible. But many of the Christians, once I started talking, because I wanted to know, where was they line of belief? Not for challenge, not for to say, hey, you're not right with it. Because who to say? I'm still studying. That's why I send people to that man right there, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because he guides us and tell us and talk to us and help us to understand things that's not always as clear for us to understand. So yeah, but I asked them because I didn't know, and then we dialogue. We can talk about it in the Bible. I think in the Bible it says something that if you to some extent I don't want to put it in. I'll put it in my own words and my understanding. If you're not
right,
careful, the works that you see Jesus doing, the things that you see Jesus doing, if you're not careful, you will mistake him for the supreme being, for God. And I think
okay,
somewhere in there it says something similar to that. Not my exact words. I don't want to mess that up. I'm
okay,
I'm not the scholar, so I want people to
okay,
know that. But Jesus does say, if you find yourself maybe worshiping him because you
okay,
thinking because you seeing him resembling his Father God. His
right,
all of his works resemble who? God himself. So
right.
when you're looking at God, you're looking at Jesus. When you're looking at
The,
Jesus,
the,
you're looking at God because he's a reflection of God, direct reflection.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Reflect, exactly. Hey, sister, what, um, traditionally, what do Muslim women supposed to dress like?
We cover up. We definitely
Okay.
cover up. Now, I've heard different things about the different dress. Now, the Muslims in the Nation of Islam, this is what we typically wear, which we call a holy headpiece. This holy headpiece, when it's taken off, it's got a straight edge almost across the top, just a little contour for right here in the front part of our forehead, but it's basically across and then it's round like a moon. So our headpiece represents the moon, but as you can see, a little pleat here because I took it and pinned it in the back. And when I pin it in the back, it represents the star. And as you know, our flag is what? The sun, the moon, and the star. So when we wear this on our head, we call it a holy headpiece. But we also, as women, are permitted, like I work in healthcare, we permitted to wear a draped scarf where we kind of drape it and it's pinned close to the front because we're trying to cover our hair up as much as possible. But we also are permitted to wear tams. So a lot of times I'm in scrubs, working in a nursing home. I don't want this headpiece swinging or touching stuff that's going to get it nasty and contaminated. So if I wear a tam on my head with my hair in the back and a ponytail or in a bun in the back, then I'm wearing exactly what it is that we have permission to wear with the holy hair coverings. We wear our garments, we wear our tops covering our backside, pretty much going close to the knee. We wear pants that's long. We don't wear capris. We don't wear shorts. Of course, we don't wear the short skirts. We don't wear the sleeve. Our sleeves should cover at least our elbows. So we dress covered up pretty much. All the time is what we really should be doing. We're out in the back. We don't wear blue jeans. A lot of people think, okay, they wear jeans. No, if we're doing some hard manual labor, like in the garden or something like that in the yard, okay, it's permitted because that's hard manual labor. But for everyday attire, we don't wear blue jeans either. But many, we don't wear the jeans. It has to do with what it symbolizes. And a lot of us don't know. Oh, I know what it was. I was going to say when you were talking about the Bible and the Quran, a lot of times people, what it is, the reason why people think that we don't believe in Jesus is because we've been taught for so many years that the Muslims don't believe in Jesus. And that's a way of our oppressors keeping control of us and being able to have us fighting with one another because many of us don't know that we really believe the same thing pretty much,
Exactly. I've been noticing that the last few years that you know what I'm saying? I've been noticing that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been noticing that. Sister, I was looking, I did a little research and so they refer to the Muslim women as Muslima, M-U-S-I. Hold up, I'm sorry about that. M-U-S-L. Muslim, yeah, right there. Is that correct? Muslima, is that correct?
Yes, that's what they do. But in the Nation of Islam, we say MGT, GCC. And we shorten it by saying MGT, which stands for Muslim Girls Training and General Civilization Class. And the MGT, well, the reason why we call it that is because the MGT, we have classes. We have weekly classes. Like the brothers have weekly classes because we're constantly learning how to better ourselves. And in our weekly class, in our Muslim training, we learn how to keep house, cook, sew, take care of our children, rear our children, take care of our husbands, and in general, act at home and abroad. So a lot of times we'll say we learn in the 7 units. Those 7 units is what we make sure we're working toward perfecting those units. Some of us do a little better in areas that other ones don't, but we're learning how to be I say work toward perfection. We're not perfect, but we're working toward that perfection. And anytime we find ourselves out of key, we try to work to get ourselves back in sync. We still, when you're living in a world where all you seeing or most of the things that you seeing, I would say probably 85% of the things that we're seeing is against God. When we're working in the area there, it's hard for anyone to be perfect in an imperfect world, and it just ain't seen, but we strive hard to be that. So in our classes we learn a lot of different things. We learn how to do all of those things that I named, the cooking and the sewing and the take care of children. We had a class once, I'm just going to tell you this, and I say it real brief. We had a class once that was called How to Take Care of Your Husband. So I was like, well, I ain't
Okay.
going to class. I ain't got no husband, so I don't have to go to that class. Yes, ma'am, you do. Because we don't understand the direct connection between the women. We are a direct connection with God, and we are a part of that connection that a man needs when he's a husband. You can't, I'm gonna tell you right now, the only perfect marriages is those two who are in sync and working, striving hard to be in sync with God. If you're not striving hard to be in oneness with God, you're gonna have some turmoil, you're gonna have some friction, you're gonna have a lot more turmoil and friction. We taught marriages as half of your faith. Because if you can make it through marriages with the differences, you growed up in different households, but you learning how to blend into being one, how can we as a community talk about being one when we ain't trying to be in oneness in our own households? We can't. If anybody talk about trying to be in oneness in the community and ain't striving to be in oneness in their own household, I don't know where they got that from. That can't even be possible. That's not even humanly possible. And it's an understanding that takes time. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. And it's trial and error. You figure it out as you go along, and you start to learning, and you start to reading and studying. It's a beautiful experience. I'll tell anybody that. Because being one, like I say, I had my turbulence, and that's what I'll call it, because it was a time where I never stopped believing, but I wasn't active. That's the turbulence that I'm talking about. So it was things that I was doing that may not have been in alignment. However, striving to be more in alignment, doors open up, opportunities open up, just the mind itself gets clear. It's a beautiful experience. It really is. Yep. I'm loving that video in the background.
Can you hear me, sister?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know what happened, sister. Hold on. Let me get this back together. Hold on. I
Okay.
don't know what happened. It went haywire. Hold
Yep,
on.
I understand.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what happens when you get to talk about something good, sister. You see what I'm talking about? You get to
Right.
talk about something good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something with substance, not mess.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Can I add? Can I add to that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that 75% of his teaching and his work is with the women. It's with the women. And a lot of times we don't understand that. We think it's because the women is so bad. Ooh, it got to take 75% of his time to get us straight. No. And I'm going to say this is something that as time goes along, I start to understand it more and more. We are the first teachers and nurturers of our children. So if we start to working and teaching and nurturing the children before we get pregnant, because your mindset got to be right when you conceiving. So during the time where you're carrying the baby, being in peace and in harmony, making sure that the baby comes here being in peace and harmony, because you got the ability to have a crying, whining baby, or a baby that's going to be peaceful and gentle. It depends on how you're carrying it and what you're doing during that pregnancy. And then not only just that, and I just say this, I'm going to say this is a plug for y'all young men out there. Don't play with the women's hearts. Don't play around on them, because if the Honorable Elijah Muhammad get the women straight, you won't even get that chance. I'm just going to say it. That's why 75%, just think about it. If a woman didn't freely give herself, a man couldn't play between 2 or 3 different women. They would have to be committed. They can't. We don't have bigotry here in the United States. You can't be married to more than one legally. You can't be. So if you had to, if she say and you know how that old saying, you probably done heard it, either said to you or said to, you can't get the milk without buying the cow.
That's right.
But if the women actually took that into heart and really did that, it wouldn't be any infidelity. It wouldn't be any of that other stuff. We would learn how to master and control our urges and we would learn how to do all of that. So that 75% of the teachings being for the woman, just think, if your lady don't cook right, and she cooks some spoiled food, everybody in the house getting sick.
Right.
She has the ability in that kitchen to make that kitchen be a medicine cabinet meaning it's providing good health, or she can make it be the bad medicine cabinet and kill everybody in the house. She
Right,
has
exactly.
that falls in that 75% of the teachings that we give to the women. It's so important. And then making sure, one thing we have to do is learn how to mate. So if we got children, that the woman, she don't have to be, I mean, nowadays, I'm just gonna say it in our modern day, because a lot of times we have children and it's not because, and we're not in wedlock. But even in wedlock, if the mama mad at the daddy, them babies gonna feel that energy. They might end up being mad at daddy too, because mama mad. It ain't because daddy did anything to the children, but because
Right.
mama not happy. So if the mama could keep her mind to where she could keep her children happy, she can keep her children happy and loving on their father because of the love that she will have also for him. But she
Okay.
gonna love a man. She gonna love a man that love God. If you ain't loving God, because that's who she's gravitating toward, and she gonna see the God in you. So,
Okay.
all right, that's all I got to
Okay.
say on that. I'm
Hey,
sorry. Yep.
hey, yo, you
Yeah.
good? Hey, sister, let me. I want to play one of my favorite clips from the minister right quick. Hold on a
Okay.
second.
Sure.
We all not gonna be together. This ain't no damn unity party with punks. This ain't no unity party with people who don't want the true liberation of black people. This ain't no unity party with betrayers and snitchers and hypocrites and weak-minded, weak-blooded, spineless black people. This ain't that kind of party. So you take your raggedy ass on home. But those who want liberation, those who want to see black people really free at last. You walk away from these punctified Negroes.
Yeah, I love what the minister when he go in. I love his teachers, man. Hey, you know what, sister? I'm gonna skip
Yes.
ahead right quick. I was reading. Okay, when I had looked the minister up, because I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do my research. I told you I was gonna do my research, and they got the minister listed saying he's hold on. I want to say it right. Hold on, let me pull it up. Denounced. Okay, the word denounce means wrong or evil. How could you even say that man is wrong or evil, man? You know what I mean? To me,
Yeah.
everything I say, he's a righteous man. Why would you even put that tag on him? When you Google him, it says he's been denounced. So now I'm like, what is denounce? So I look up denounce, and denounce means wrong or evil, man. That's what I be saying. How they pit us against each other. You know what I mean? You know
Yes.
why would they call that man, that great man, denounce? You know what I'm saying? That's bull. That's a
And he
bull
just
crap.
exudes love always, all the time. But you have to look at who the author of saying that.
Right,
And
right,
how is it benefiting them by saying
right,
that?
right,
When you
right,
start to
right.
thinking, if I don't like you, it's easier for me to say something bad about you to get other people not to like you too. Why would
And
why
that,
would I tell them that you're a great person, that you just want to pass $100 to everybody in the community? Because now I want to make sure people say, that man is bad. I got people who tell me often, well, don't he do this? Don't he do that? I said, where did you hear that from? See,
exactly.
I already know it when they saying it to me. I already done heard it, because everything that's being said bad about him, he makes sure that we know what it is that's being said about him. Because how am I going to be able to defend it if I don't know what is being said and be able to have up a defense for it? Most of the time, I say, let me send you to this lecture by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and you listen and hear it for yourself. You tell me where in that speech he gave any hate. They
That's
can't point it out.
that's see, that's what I be saying, sister. That like goes in everyday life too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How can you not like somebody that you don't know? I'm gonna not like somebody because sister, for example, sister, you don't like this person. That's not right, because
That's
I gotta
not
give them
right.
their fair chance. I gotta give them their fair chance. because sister said he wasn't right, I gotta see myself. I mean,
Right,
believe,
exactly.
I would believe you, or I would take heed from you. But far as if I'm not gonna like this person, they gotta actually do something to me personally.
So
You get what I'm saying?
right, right. And
You know what I'm saying?
you read it in the Bible. It tell you against that.
Yeah, that's that Flint. I call it the Flint Me Too syndrome. You know what I mean? Because I know it's a bunch of people, sister, that don't like me. They don't even know me. You know what I mean?
They
They
don't
know
even
of
know
me.
you.
They know of me. They don't even know me. They ain't even never breathed the plain air I breathe.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
But I think that's the most weakest trait in the world is to not like someone and you don't even know 'em. You know what I mean?
You know,
You know
it's
what I'm
so
saying?
crazy you say that, but in the Bible, don't it tell us how can you hate your brother that you see? How do you love God that you don't have never seen, and hate your brother that you see every day? How
Yeah,
can
yeah.
you?
You got a
How,
point
how,
there.
how can you? You don't. You don't. I mean, we know God is real because we done experienced what God has given us. But do we really know that he's, what is his tangibility? Is he tangible? Is he something that you can touch? Is it something that you can feel? Many people say, I feel a spirit. But if he was a spirit, why didn't he come to us? Why didn't he go and save spirits? Because if he said, if you, he let you know, he come to you because who you are. He gonna come the same as you. I mean,
Hey,
we read it all the time, and that's interesting. That's why I say listen to if anybody listen to this lecture this weekend, go back and listen to past Savior's Day because it's the birth anniversary of Master Fard Muhammad, who is the one who brought the teachings and taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He's the one in the 1930s who made himself known. He had been here back and forth into the United States before that, but he made himself known in 1930, and he taught the Honorable
and,
Elijah Muhammad.
and who was that sister? Who was that? Who was
Master,
that you talking about?
Master Fard Muhammad, that's the Savior. That is
Okay,
our Savior. His
okay,
birth anniversary is February the 26th, which is Monday. But because of our work
okay.
schedule, we're celebrating it all weekend long. And then guess what?
Right.
Monday, I'll be celebrating it at home with my family. I will be
Hey, sis.
celebrating 7th in.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, sister. When do actually do the nation have services? I know when I was locked inside, it was on Fridays. When is
Yep.
the actual services for the nation on
So,
Fridays?
no, Sundays is the main day, but Friday is actually the holy day for Muslims. Because it's when
Okay,
we call it Salat to Juma. We have the midday services on Fridays. So some of the mosques and some of the smaller mosques and study groups, like here in Flint, we don't exactly have the services on that day, but you could tune in if you go to noi.org. You can tune into the Juma services on Friday. We also have, but we have services on Sunday. So our
yeah,
Sunday
Juma,
services. And that's because
yeah,
you're in Atlanta Caesar. When you're in Atlanta Caesar, you render Caesar under Caesar what's due to Caesar. So because of our work schedules and things like that, and let me put it like this: on Fridays, we do our services, but the
okay,
people who we're trying to capture and to teach, they working all day Friday. So
okay,
those services is good for us, but what good is it doing to our guests who can't get off from work? So we have a
okay,
service that's on Sunday that's for them, and
okay,
that's at 11 o'clock in the morning. Our time is
okay,
10 o'clock Central Standard Time if you want to tune in online, because they have the services showing every Sunday from Chicago, and then we have services here in Flint. And you have
okay,
services in all the different cities at around, you can check because the time may vary between 11 and 10 o'clock, depending on what region of the
okay,
country you're in. Then we also have the brothers have a class on Monday evening. That time may vary depending on what their assignment is for their class. Then we have services on Wednesday and Friday night at 7:30, which we consider to be a study group. That's when we go into different things. And like we're studying on Friday night, the self-improvement series, and so we're on the one that's talking about the hypocrites, because you got to be able to recognize a hypocrite. Not, I'm gonna put it like this: we know we got a lot of hypocrites, as you say, here in Flint, that they not necessarily in the church or the mosque, but they in city government. They're in community activists. You got to be careful the ones that's knocking on your door, because everybody not coming to the door to knock because they want to really seriously help. So we have those services where we start to breaking down different things in the mosque from 7:30 to 9 on Wednesday and Friday night. Then Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. And right now we're traveling to Detroit every Saturday for class, but we do classes down there. And our new people who come in through like an orientation, so they can decide if this is the next step that they really want to do in life. So we don't force it on you. We try to give people a chance and opportunity, but we want to make sure we introduce you to what it is our way of life is. And that's done through that orientation class. You get a chance to ask questions. We have sisters who kind of, they see you through a process. So it's really a great experience. I actually have read the whole orientation manual, which sometimes, like I say, I've been in here for a while. I have to go back and review so I can remember to make sure I'm doing what the basics are and what's right. But yeah, so that's when we pretty much have our meetings and stuff. But Friday is the main, is the Muslims' holy day. That is our holy day.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, sis, I want to say something real quick. I want to shout out my brother, Dre All Day. Y'all know him as Dre All Day. That's my sandbox guy. We grew up at Amy Jo Projects together. That's my guy. That's my guy. Look, that's my when I tell you sandbox, we play it on the sandbox. That's my guy.
Okay, got you. Yep, Andre. Yes.
He a good nation, brother. And and I met what I keep saying inside when I was in prison. I met this guy. Good brother, man, for the nation. Changed my life. Named Joseph X, man. He rest in peace. Great brother, man. We used to work out together. He not only did he help my body, he helped my mind. He gave me some great teachings, man. And, I just want to shout them two out. Personally, brothers that I know, you know what I mean, from the nation. People always want to give the nation a bad rap or all that, man. There's some great, good brothers, genuine brothers and sisters in the nation. I just want to say that. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
You know what I mean? And sister, what does Savior Day mean to you? What does it to you? You know?
Oh my goodness. So I'm hearing, I know we're sold out. 16,000 people plus we're expecting for Savior's Day. It's one of the greatest celebrations. I look forward to it. I'm talking about literally the day when the services and the convention is over. Many of us are starting to think and plan already for the next year, which will happen every year in February. It's always usually the last weekend in February. We call it the crowning event of Black History Month. And I look forward to it. You know, that's the time of year that we come together. We have all of the vending. We have plenary sessions where we learn how to go home and do things that's going to help us better in our community. We also always hearing that dynamic lecture on that Sunday. I think it's only been maybe once or twice that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did not give the lecture. It was Brother Ishmael that helped deliver for him. It was because of health reasons. But he gave it, and he gave what the minister wanted him to give. You know, it just always is such a beautiful experience. You see the title this year. You see, I mean, who want to miss out on knowing what the minister have to say about the war in the Middle East? Everybody is wondering, where is this war going? But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us last year that the war of Armageddon had already begun. He didn't say it was about to begin. He said it has begun, meaning that we're already in the midst of the war of Armageddon. But some of us are so desensitized, we don't know what it looked like. I sat there and I heard Brother Student Minister Troy from Detroit. I went to services in Detroit last Sunday, and he was giving his lecture on Jesus. He said, if you read the Bible, 25% of what they talk about Jesus is actually historical. It's true. It's factual as what happened. But 75% of it is allegorical. meaning that it has a prophecy, it has a prophetic meaning, it has some other kind of meaning that's into it. Like we, what do we call it? You said it has some kind of a meaning. It has just a meaning. It's like a metaphor or something we call it. But anyhow, really, and actually we're taught that, and that's the truth. That's what's in the Bible. But most of us are taught that 75% of the Bible is historical and only 25% of it is prophecy. And as Brother Student Mr. Ted pointed out that day, he said that's how Jesus can be walking in our midst and we won't recognize him because we don't believe that he's coming to us right now. We believe he was only back then, 2,000 years ago. And when he comes back, he's only coming back on Rapture Day. But many of us don't know we're living in the rapture right now. Look at all the illnesses and the sicknesses and things that's out here. You think those things, I mean, the violence, look at everything that's happening. I lost a relative, to gun violence this week.
Right.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, those are all part of the raptures. Everybody is not going to make it. It depends on how we're living our life and what we're doing. Are you eating to live? Those great books that's given to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that he wrote, telling us food we couldn't eat. I'm going to be honest with you. It's some of the food that's in there we can't eat. I was eating it. I ain't know. And then I found out, because we're studying that in our class, I ain't supposed to be eating that. Many people don't know kale is really not good for you. They don't know that. Kale is not good for you.
Oh, wow. See what I mean? We don't know. We ignorant to something. We don't know.
You know what else? You know what else I found out wasn't good for us to eat? Romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce. And you got to remember, we're dealing with people who are not necessarily pro-life. And they'll tell us iceberg lettuce don't have no nutritional value. Eat the romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce has in it the same thing. What is it? Whatever they call it. That stuff that's in the turkey. Remember how on Thanksgiving Day you eat turkey and then you want to fall asleep?
Yeah.
We call it. We call it that other name.
We call it the itis. We call it the itis. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The same stuff, and that's a drug. It's a sedative drug. It's also in romaine lettuce. Look it up. And it has the kale. It has to do with the way that it's digested. It does have good nutritional value, but if it's tearing up your stomach while you're eating it, it's not good. They tell us to eat peanuts and nuts because it gives you all this energy. But nuts, truthfully, if you eat nuts, if you don't have them ground up finely, and still even then, sand can cut you too. It's just a matter of, and it's fine too. Peanuts is the same exact way. So when we eating peanut butter, we don't realize that we taking these things in, and it finally cuts up your intestines. Okay. At first I was just like, okay, we ain't supposed to eat peanut butter, but I didn't know. That's as a child. I mean, I didn't eat peanut butter. And then as I got older, like I said, we had kind of moved away from the nation, and we never went back to eating pork, but we started eating some of the other stuff, and I was eating peanut butter, and I'm thinking like, what's wrong with eating peanut butter? It gives you energy. Yeah, but it cuts up your intestines too, and a lot of us don't know that. It also releases a hormone or an oil or something, a nutrition that messes with the thyroid gland, and people didn't know that either. Okay. Yeah, so it's quite a few different things. I gotta give you a How to Eat to Live book. I gotta get. Okay. I'm gonna when I come back from Savior's Day. I promise I'm gonna have you How to Eat to Live book 1 and book 2 for you.
Okay, sister. Hey, sister. This man on the screen right here. I already know how you feel about the minister. All right, with that it goes. There's no secret how you feel about the minister. So how do you feel about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? What does he mean to you and the nation?
To be honest with you, I love him even more than I love the minister. And I'll tell you why. Because he's the teacher. He's the one who taught the minister. I would say, if I say I loved him more than the minister, I would say it would be probably a degree more. So you got a whole circle of 360 degrees, just a degree more, because I know what he means to us, and I know what he means to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So that's the only reason why I would say that I know what the job he had. You know, you talk about a man who only had a 3rd grade education. People didn't know that. So if you listen to some of his speaking, a lot of times people say he don't speak grammatically correct. He don't know how to talk, and that pisses me off when I see people
Hey,
make fun
hey,
and mockery of folks
hey,
on social
hey,
media.
sister. Hey, sister.
Yes, sir.
That's me. That's me all day long. I got 2 degrees, and they say I talk like I'm from the country. I mispronounce words and all. So I feel everything you saying on that. I feel
That's
you
so
on that one.
that is so horrible to say that, or to make mockery of someone because they don't speak like you, they don't look like you think they should look. That's not good. And I've been hearing it probably even more so lately. You know, we talk about some of the things. Now, I have said some things about something might not be right there because of the way they say things. But me as an occupational therapist, and I worked with special education, and I worked with children in the schools, I almost can picture or pick out even an adult who probably had some difficulties coming through school in order to get to where they're at. They probably graduated with a low reading level. But I'm not
Right,
saying it
right,
to make
right,
mockery of them. I'm like,
right.
because it's a couple of people. I'm like, can y'all even understand what they're saying? It's like they're mumbling. Like they they probably was smart in school and they missed out on getting speech therapy because they was able to mask it and make it through. You know,
Yeah,
like
you
I
know.
have a daughter that have pica, what they call pica. She eats inedible objects. Things like
Right.
she chewed on erasers and stuff like that. And she was doing that in like kindergarten. And I told them I
Lot, a
had a
lot,
concern for her
a
chewing
lot
her
of,
hair. They said,
a
well,
lot
she's
of,
passing classes. Mm-hmm.
a lot of people have a speech impediment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that could be it too. So, like you say, it's no, that ain't cool making fun of how somebody sound. You know what I
But
mean?
I'm gonna throw a
That's
wrench in it
horrible.
on you on that. I'm gonna
Okay.
throw one in here on you on that. We probably can't having a difficult time speaking the language because it ain't our native language.
Yeah, hey, you got a point there.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying
yeah.
we speak in a language that they consider to be a bastard language because it's made up of so many different languages. And then so
Hey,
many words you could pronounce different ways, and the same spelling for the same word, they mean different things. They totally different, like
hey,
desert and dessert. Like
hey, sis,
like
hey,
really.
sis, hey, sis,
Uh-huh.
we got like 15 minutes left. So I want to
Okay, go ahead.
speed
I'm
up.
gonna let you ask
I
some
want,
questions. Give me one.
no, I want to speed. No, we finna switch. Nah, we
Uh-uh.
finna talk about a little of this Flint politics a little bit. Cause I want you to run for for city council. So,
Yeah.
that's another story though.
Y'all see me what I
I'm just put it
did.
out there. I'm just put it out there, sir. I'm just put it
Yes,
out there.
sir.
Okay, we're gonna talk a little Flint politics. You tell me, I don't no holds barred. Give me your true feelings about our current city council. But listen, I want to do it collectively, right? So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
oh
say
Lord, here I go. I need
I'm gonna
Charles
say a
Winfrey to
name.
come
I'm
save
gonna say
you.
I'm gonna say a name, and you got to tell me. Don't you know what I'm saying? In a few words, we ain't gonna draw it out long. Just give me a few
Charles
words in the
Winfrey, I
first.
need you to save me. I
No,
need
no,
Charles
no. He
Winfrey to
can't.
save me.
He can't say you today. Okay. Oh, Eric Mays.
Now you know down with Eric Mays all day long. I love me some Councilman Eric Mays all day long. My heart goes out
Right.
to him. I love him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, hurry back, Emails. We miss you, brother.
We miss
Dennis
you.
Fight.
Yeah. Dennis Pfeiffer. I like Dennis Pfeiffer. Um, I think he holds back a lot. I think he's sitting in reservation a lot of times, not knowing exactly how to say things or wanting to make sure that he's politically correct. I'll put it like that. But he's found his way of comfortability, and I
Huh?
think he'd be okay. Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
I'm
You
here.
muted yourself, I think.
Who you say?
Okay.
I'm here. Mhm.
I didn't say nothing yet. I was piggybacking off what you just said. Um,
Yeah.
I like Dennis too. He all right, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I only like the last 6 months, Dennis.
Yes, yes.
You know I'm
We
gonna
like
keep you know I'm
quick
gonna keep it
Dennis, we
100.
got.
You hey look, you
Yes.
know I'm gonna keep it 100 because I only like the 6 month Dennis. That's what I
You
like.
know,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
know
You know
what?
what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what was my classic? I'm just gonna say it, and you're gonna probably say, "Oh Lord." You know what? I love this. This one. I have love for all of them, and I hope and pray they do better. They could do better. But you
Right.
know what was classic with me with Dennis Pfeiffer?
What's that?
I just have to say it was he said, "I just want to play something for you," and he played that video of Janky. I was like, I am done. I was on the floor. That was enough for me, and I'll just leave it
Okay.
like that. He played the Janky
Okay.
video.
Okay. Candace Bouchette.
You know, I like Candace. I'm
Okay.
disappointed in in her decisions and the way she's handling some things. I asked her from the very beginning, Candace, we're gonna look for you to do the right thing. The right thing don't mean it's just because what I want you to do, but do the right thing. Treat people honestly and fairly. I hope and pray that she learned a lesson from weaponizing the police on Arnett and to come up on Miss Jean-Marie Armour, and it ended up could have been potentially really bad with Mr. R.L. Mitchell. Uh, I'm hoping and praying that she learned a valuable lesson from that and never do that again. I like I like Candace,
Okay.
especially as a person. I do. I like her. Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm
All right.
disappointed. But I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in how she's going.
Okay. Okay. Quincy Murphy.
Now Quincy, I like Quincy. He could do a whole lot better. I say it like that because, see, Quincy, I knew Quincy before coming to the council. So
Okay.
I remember the days when Flint City wasn't getting out plowing the streets when we were still under emergency management, and I saw Quincy Murphy out there with his snowblower blowing the street corners, making sure people over there by Wesley and stuff wasn't getting stuck in the snow. I saw that. I was in community programs and in community engagement and saw Quincy at those programs and those engagements. So that kind of stuff ain't new for Quincy. Quincy has been doing that for a while. However, I'm disappointed in some of the things, like he let us know he was the fifth vote. Let us know he was going to get that fifth vote. That's why he was there, even though he was sick. Those kind of statements make me say, Quincy, you might really need to reconsider and think about what you're saying. I think, I think he want to do. I think he want to do better. Really do believe he want
I'm
to
a,
do better,
I'm gonna say
but he
this,
got to do
sister.
better.
I'm
Hmm.
gonna say this about Quincy. I think it is some good in him. He just
Yeah,
he's running with the wrong. I just put it like that. I think it could be some good in Quincy. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But
He running with the
um,
wrong
we run with the wrong one. That's all. Yup, there you go. Judy Preston.
out. See, I don't know Judy. Now
Hold on,
that's the one I don't
hold
know.
on, hold on. Oh, so let me rephrase it. Anti-shotgun Judy Preston. uh,
You talking
you
about the
say
one
you.
that went home and get her gun for us and lied on
Yeah,
us to
yeah,
him
yeah,
lies
yeah,
and told
yeah,
him,
yeah.
man, I,
Anti-shotgun Judy Preston.
when I get up in those meetings, I say it straight from my heart. Judy, you lied to M Live. You claimed that me and Gina Luster was out in the hallway badgering you. It was clear on Gina's video from the garage where she was parked that she heard you, Liddell Lewis, and I want to say it was Allie Holdenroker coming out of the
Yep.
county building from the meeting. She heard you and decided she was going to videotape you. I'm on the videotape pulling into the parking garage. I don't know how I
Uh-uh.
pulled myself from my car coming off the highway, driving from Ohio, where I was working down there, to being inside the building and cursing and badgering you all coming out the building. Even Allie Holdenroker said, that's not the truth. I saw Sister Muhammad pulling in the driveway in the parking ramp when we were getting in our car about to pull out. And then to go home and get her weapon to come back for us. I'm very disappointed in her, but I'm not surprised though, because remember when they was running and she was running over there, she did not make any public appearances before the primary. She already knew she had her votes locked. Okay, but when you went in front of her house, she had a MAGA sign out in front. Like, come
Wow.
on, what makes you think she was gonna wake up from having a MAGA sign in front of her house to doing something else. She didn't even hide her prejudice. And then to tell the council, well, I once dated a colored man. Huh? We ain't used
Color.
colored
That's how you
people.
know. And you know she prejudice saying, color. Come on, man. Who
We ain't
says color?
used the word right. We ain't used that in 50-some years, Judy.
Who
So
use color?
you definitely not aware of Flint. I like Jerry Winfrey Carter. I do. I really like her.
You already know that was my next one. Yup, Jerry Winfrey Carter.
Oh, I thought
I
you had
think
said her name. I missed it. I
no,
thought you had said her
no,
name.
that was
Okay.
next. That was next. That was next. And you know
Yeah.
what? Out of all 9, I mean,
Mhm.
it ain't no secret. E Mays, that's my man in the 50 grand. That's my guy. But
Right, right.
out of all 9, I think Jerry Winfrey Carter is the most genuine one out of all of them. That's
Yes.
just how I feel about it. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I
Well,
ain't got it's
she's a
no, you know,
literacy.
man.
She teach literacy. So a lot of things that she can read and understand and comprehend. A lot of them things that I
Listen,
can honestly say, more than 50% of the council cannot read and
hey,
comprehend.
listen,
Degrees and all.
listen. That's my girl. Look, Jerry didn't call me a lot of times. Told me to tell me to right, to chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
listen to
yeah,
I listen to her too, just like you do.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
too. I listen to y'all too. Everybody else, F 'em. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Right,
But
right, right.
how you feel about Tiny Bird?
I like Tanya Burns. I want her to
Okay,
settle down, and she got to stay on this side of the fence. I love
okay,
her though. We don't
okay.
hide it. We don't hide if we have a disagreement. But we know how to talk to each other civilly and come to either we agree or we agree to disagree.
Right.
But for the most part, Tanya is good, and I pray that she's able to stay in her seat and hold on to her seat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I don't really don't have no problem with Miss Tanya Burns.
Tanya.
She all right. She all right. Tanya, she in the
Right.
community for sure. That's what I
Yeah.
like about her. She in the community.
Yeah, she is in the community,
She in the
definitely.
field. Hey, she in the
Yeah.
field. You know what I
Right.
mean? Okay, let's
Right.
get to the good part. Uh Eva worthiness. Come on, sister.
That girl, I'm just gonna say this about Eva. She might should think about a different profession, not only just resigning from the city council, but I, I've been saying it
That's
since I've been saying it for about 6 years. She couldn't teach my child, and I'm very quick. See, I'm a very involved parent, so I went to
that's
the school.
horrible.
I have actually been at a school and told them, "You need to move my son out this teacher's class right now. I don't like her." They said,
That's
"Well, you don't
horrible.
like her," and I have said that. My thing is Eva's teaching our children, but she's referring to black folks on the north side as ghetto and all of that.
Yeah,
How
man.
you refer to the black people as being ghetto? And then you getting co-signed by folks. And we ain't gonna go there till you get to the next person. But
Okay. Let's go.
Even need to stop. And she like to travel downstairs. She stay on her phone. I'm just gonna tell you, and I'm gonna be honest. Someone told me, and I won't say who it is on this air, but somebody told
Okay.
me even when she voted and when she first got on there, she didn't know how to vote. She wasn't listening and comprehending. They will be texting her and telling her how to vote.
Wow, that's deep right there. You already know I'm
When
finna hit you
when
with it.
they told me that, I said, and they still texting her and telling her how to vote. And she had
We
to
got
vote. She don't pay attention.
all right. Hey, sis, make this one kind of brief because we only got like 7 minutes left. Liddell Lewis, you already know. I say the best for last for you.
Okay, we're gonna let you just pass by. We're gonna let you pass by that one. She my council person, and I haven't seen the work. That's all I'm gonna say. I haven't seen the work here in the community.
That's it.
I'll
That's
put
it.
it like this. I liked Liddell, and that's why I ran a clean campaign when I ran against her, because I don't believe in, I don't care if I was wording against evil, or let's say Judy Priestley, knowing she brought a gun for me, I would still run a clean campaign. That's not me. But however, she hasn't always been clean with me. And she has told some stories and some lies on me, but I still strive hard because of my respect for myself is to hold
Okay.
a respect for her. And that's all I'll say on that one.
Okay. What you think about Davina down there? You think she doing her job? What you think
I love
about
Coach
her?
Davina. Davina, I'm going to say to you, sweetheart, because I like you. Get it together, boo. Get it together. Davina, go along to get along, and it's going to cost her job. If we get a whole new council and we get these recalls going through and we get more people in there, Davina may possibly lose her job. Davina has held up a lot of process. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you that she did wrong, that she was out of order and she was not in compliance with the law nor the charter. When they had to get 6 votes, which was the 2/3 votes, she allowed them to pass something with 5 votes and ratify them. She won't come in and swear in the ombudsperson. Why won't you swear them in? Come on, sister. We need you to swear in the ombudsperson. Davina, you got to do better. We look for you to do better. You're supposed to serve the citizens of Flint, not just the 9 people on the council.
Okay. I thank you, sister, for that. I need you to look into the camera because we running short on time. I need you to look into the camera and tell the world who Sister Audrey Brown actually is. Give me your closing statements and tell the world who you is.
I'm dependable, reliable. If I tell you I'm going to do something, you can be guaranteed that I'm going to be there. I'm going to get it done. I love the people. It ain't about me. It's about the people. I said that when I ran for council before. I'll say that when I'm out in the streets giving. It ain't about me. It's about what the people want. We collectively as a whole have to come together, unite, and to be able to take care of ourselves. We talk about we want to build a Black Wall Street. You ain't going to build no Black Wall Street if you out here doing all this stuff and making it be about I, and me. It's got to be about you, we, and I'm talking about in the plural sense with the you. So we got to make sure we take care of our people. I'm a servant to the people. I love going out and helping and to serve the community. That's me.
Okay. Sister, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Savior weekend, everything you got coming up, and
yes,
and thank you for coming on to my platform, man. Thank you for blessing my platform.
No problem.
I want to highlight my last Sunday in Black History Month with a great, inspiring person from my hometown, and that was you. You know what I'm saying?
You.
And I'm gonna bring you back next month for part 2 because we doing the next month is Women's Month. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
It's Women's Month. Yeah. So we gonna, you know what I'm saying? And I need you. Well, I want you to enjoy yourself.
Okay.
And everything. And like I said, I'm behind you 100%. Whatever you want to do, I'm behind you 100%. And like I said, it's some great. I know a few great Nation of Islam brothers and sisters, and I'm rocking with them. If I was going, I wouldn't. I was just joke. I was like, I'm not coming home to my mama and telling my name is Terrence Akbar. Something, I was talking shit. But if I was gonna be anything, look, if I was gonna be anything, it would be in the Nation. You know what I'm saying? That flat out. I wouldn't be a Sunni move. I would be a more, no disrespect. I wouldn't be no Moorish American, but I would be in the Nation. If I was gonna be anything, you know what I'm saying? I had some great experience with them brothers, man. And,
right.
Like I say, enjoy yourself, sister. Have a great holiday weekend.
Okay.
And I'll be talking at you soon. Oh yeah, thanks, sister. Oh yeah, sister. Oh yeah, sister. Oh yeah, sister. And you the only one supporting my book.
Really?
So-called folks, you know what I'm saying? You're not the only one, but you're the only one that I interact with. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. On a daily basis, they supported my book, and I want to tell you this on air and thank you. And there's another thing I gotta say. I ain't got nothing. We running short on time. We might go off in the middle, but listen, I ain't got nothing against nobody. 2024, 2023 is left where it's at. I ain't got nothing against nobody. Right. And I mean against nobody. It is what it is. And let's move on. And that's what it is. That's what I had to announce. I ain't got no malice in my heart against nobody. And I mean that. And shout out to Trevor, man. Get well, Trevor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know
yes,
Trevor. All right. I'm out of here, sister. Peace.
Okay. Take care. Peace. Mm-hmm.
All right.